day of the last chance qualifiers, featuring 16 teams and only 5 will move forward to the main event, which will happen early next year. And of course, joining me right here is none other than Mafioso from Team A7. You guys know this, they're currently in second place. So you guys had an amazing performance yesterday. One winner chicken dinner. And of course, you guys stopped a little bit on game number 2, but so far overall, number 2, right? So are you confident that you'll be playing well today, and how is the team looking right now?
Então, ele previsou a equipa para jogo muito bem feito ontem, que estão no top 2 e com uma vitória de chicken dinner. O que vocês vão fazer hoje? Estão confiantes que vão ficar na mesma posição?
A gente está muito confiante hoje, porque a gente vem trabalhando muito para trazer um bom resultado aqui nessa Last Chance. Então, hoje a gente vai fazer o mesmo jogo de ontem e acredito que hoje vai ter mais vitória do que o jogo de ontem.
So yeah, they're very confident for the game today because they'll be playing hard for the last chance, and they will try to do the same game as yesterday, but with more wins for today.
Wow, they have more wins for today. That is definitely something that we look forward to. And of course, of all the 3 maps that we'll be playing for the day itself, which one is your team most confident and comfortable with? And what problems do you face on the other 2 maps? Or are you just really good at all the maps, would you say?
Então, tipo dos 3 mapas, qual é o melhor mapa para o vosso time?
Or are you just
e qual é o problema
really good at all the maps?
Nos 2 mapas? Então, tipo dos 3 mapas, qual é o melhor mapa para o vosso time?
Or are you just really good at all the
melhor
maps?
mapa é Rangel, e os nossos 2 piores são São Roque e Miramar. São Roque devido ao nosso spot, que é no centro do mapa, e muitos times ao redor, pode travar a gente. E Miramar devido às nossas rotações atrasadas, que os spots estão bem no norte do mapa.
So for them, Rangel is the best map for them, but San Roque, and they have a problem because they land in the middle, and then all the other teams are around them, so it's very hard to fight all of them. And for the last map, they always go for the north. So sometimes they lose some time doing the translation, so they will lose time to get to the center.
Great, amazing analytics on one. They feel as a team right here. And of course, how are your teams plan to stay in position 5? Of course, we know that the top 5 will move forward to the main event of PMGC. So are you guys going to be playing more aggressive? Are you guys going to play safe? Tell us, what is your plan for us today?
Então, qual é o plano para o jogo de hoje? Vão jogar mais agressivos para continuar no top 10 ou vão fazer um jogo mais retardado?
No jogo de hoje a gente vai jogar no mesmo estilo de jogo para garantir o top 1. A gente quer o top 5, mas a gente quer o top 1, ficar em primeiro lugar, vai ser muito gratificante para a gente. Então a gente não vai evitar de trocar tiros, se a gente tiver que matar, a gente vai matar, e espero vocês aí na busca desse top 1.
So for them, of course, they'll play the same game, but even for him, it's they'll be more aggressive today, because of course they want to be in top 5, but they want to finish today as the top 1 team.
Wow, they're not stopping at number 2. That sounds very, very positive coming from Team A7. Now, last question right here. Now, if the teams are hearing this, anything you want to say to all the other 15 teams competing here at the last chance qualifiers for PMGC?
Então, como última pergunta, quer dizer, qual é a mensagem que você quer enviar para os 15 outros times que estão aqui jogando o PMGC?
A mensagem que eu queria enviar é que para eles tomar cuidado com a gente está muito confiante. A gente vem treinado bastante, estudado bastante eles, e hoje a gente vai mostrar o poder da nossa bala.
So the message for all the teams is for them to be careful, because they'll be studying all the different 15 teams here, and for them to be very careful, because if they see them, they'll be shooting at them.
Wow. Be careful, ladies and gentlemen. A7 is coming for you. Thank you so much, Mafioso, for that amazing interview. Now, of course, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to kickstart match number 1 in a few short moments. Don't go away. We'll be right back after this, with, of course, with the host and analyst. And we'll see you guys in a bit. Take care, guys.
Bye.
海外では今日から現地に住む有権者を対象にした衆議院選挙の在外投票が始まりました。世界各地の日本大使館や総領事館などで行われる在外投票は、海外で暮らす有権者を対象にした制度で、今日から投票受付が始まりました。 投票には在外選挙人名簿への事前登録が必要ですが、登録していない海外居住者を含めると投票率はわずか数%とされ、投票率向上が課題にもなっています。
衆院選と合わせて今回初めて国民審査も在外投票が実施されます。
最高裁判所の裁判官を辞めさせるかどうかを判断する国民審査をめぐっては、おととし最高裁が
I'm your host, Jason Kaplan, and we have the cutie boys next to me. We have Maxman and Sandstorm to break everything down that's been happening yesterday, which was an extremely exciting day. And of course, it's coming today. Cutie number one, that's you, Maxman. How's the show going?
I'm feeling fantastic, Jason. I'm feeling amazing. And, you know, good day yesterday. I would also have to say unexpected day yesterday, because the teams that are at the top, I did not expect to be at the top. Like, all the favorites, a lot of the favorites are still in the middle, somewhat even at the bottom. So, I mean, who knows who's going to be the top 5? I have no clue.
这计划3是我特意为削骨主雕琢的。
It really is. It really is going to be up in the air, especially with the... I don't know, I guess there's a lot of pressure on the last teams currently representing their regions going into the tournament as well. So looking towards Enigma Galaxy, the last Arabian, the Titan as well, the last African representative, Damwon Kie, the last Korean representative, or South Korean representative. So a lot of pressure on these teams and only 6 chances to prove themselves now.
Yeah, 6 chances, and that's pretty much happening with what, or it's a culmination of what happened yesterday, the positions they set themselves in. But you know what, you at home, they need your support. The fan vote is going to be ending today in just a few hours of time, so make sure you're watching within the eSports Center. Use those tokens to vote for your favorite teams. I believe S2G was still number 1 last time I checked. We might have a change happening over the course of today. Maybe D or S Max can get on the board.
Chance for them. I put my vote in. No, I'm not going to put it in. You know what? To my home team eventually, right?
Oh, now they're your home team when they're doing all right.
Hey! I always hope, okay, but my expectations are a little bit all over the place, okay? But I am Team Narvalo.
Will my fan vote win, Maxman? Number 2, Sun Experience. Sun Experience 1 4 Experience Streams. Made a collaboration with professional esports players, and you can play PUBG Mobile at 90 Hz with Experience Streams total cooling system and multiple ports for intensive gaming and streaming. That's where my vote goes. Sandstorm, where did your vote go?
My vote went for Maxman because he's an amazing analyst and he's dressed very nice today. I'm here to counteract some of Jason today.
Had a really cool transition
John,
made.
Can we get one of them in here for Sandstorm?
哇，来到广州那边天气好热呀！
姐妹们，今天我们又来到了完美的中部，这边的天气要比我们那边热乎多了。
杨翠儿，你看身后。
我一点吹放了，我去上火。
Reviewing all the VODs from yesterday and trying to prepare for what's on the line today. In-game free premium content, of course, the other benefit, time gaming as well. But as we move forward here, Max, I'm a little bit worried for some of these teams, to be perfectly honest. I know they say this quite a lot. For me is the fact they don't have any of the Maserati skins just yet, which is going to be available until the 31st of December here, which you can get while playing in-game. I don't know. I mean, that's a pretty sweet car. Looks pretty damn good, and you know what? If anything, it's guaranteed to make you top 5 here.
I was told officially that if you do have the Maserati skin in-game, you'll get official extra style points, okay, added to the mix. Ooh. So I want to see if you can get some extra style points.
And as we know, style points is the tiebreaker between teams after chicken dinners, placement points, eliminations, how big your roster is, who's the tallest team, who can eat the most pierogies, stuff like that. But you guys at home should be following us over on social media, all the official PUBG Mobile esports channels. But here we go. These are the teams that have been participating. If you missed out on yesterday, well, you missed out, honestly, on a crazy day of action with a lot of unexpected twists and turns. But here, you can see a couple of teams. I mean, this is maybe the highest we'll see some of the teams. Like LGD, for instance, in the 2nd place here. Not looking too hot when it comes to the overall leaderboards.
It's super interesting, really. I think that Sandstorm, as I already said earlier, I think that this first day came very unexpectedly for a lot of the teams that are currently at the top. Like, we'll look at the leaderboards later on, but DRS have been able to absolutely dominate in yesterday's matches, and are just looking hyper-aggressive, and it's been paying off so well. And, well, Narvalo, he's just a team on his own. He just keeps on surviving. It's insane.
He really does, yeah. I mean, look, in the first game yesterday, he managed to get 6th with 3 eliminations for his team. And again, he managed to repeat the performance in game 4. I mean, managing to secure a third with 13 eliminations. He had, I think, 4 or 5 for himself in that one game. So consistently, we're seeing him being the last person alive for his team. The fact that he's securing 10 points, I'm pretty sure that there's more that he's going to be able to get today, but very good performance and a very good start for them on day 1.
Well, we have to clarify as well, those are points they've gotten as the only player remaining for their team. So pretty much Navarro got a fifth of their points in total by himself alone, which is obviously insane by itself. But as we look forward into our top 4 smoke users, kind of makes sense. I mean, Maxman, we've seen like walls of smokes, we've seen them utilized in so many different ways. Yesterday in particular, I feel like we could even see the map of some of the amount of smokes we had down. But I see 86 is ridiculous.
I think that what ICF done really well throughout all of this tournament so far is that they're really good at using smokes to wall off fights. Like, for example, if the team's on 2 of their sides, they're going to just smoke off one of their sides, make sure that one team cannot spray them down anymore, and then they're just going to put 100% focus on the teams on the other side where the smoke might hide their vision. And I think that's what they did extremely well on this first game, where they were pushing, I think, bacon time and also negating visibility from Alpha 7 on the side. It just enabled them to make it a second place. But then the DBS, off squash happens, and I don't know what you're supposed to do against that, but not much.
Well, I mean, it's obvious, right? The only way to beat a DBS is to use a DBS.
Exactly. Can't beat him, join him, and that's what the server has been doing so far. After seeing so many fights being decided by that DPS, like we've seen yesterday in the first game, Inko versus LGD, just outside of mention, LGD didn't know what hit him at that point, and I think just every single team started to pick it up bit by bit. And I love seeing those close quarter fights with the DPS. You think you have an Uzi? You think you're gonna win? No, just get one pump, and that's it. You're done. You're dead. So let's see if we're going to be seeing the same impact from that again on today's games, or our team's going to be bringing something special.
It's insane how the DPS... Okay, this was a weird one. I would love to know what was the shot call of that player. Like, let's just send us a 3-cart in a compound with no smokes and just get sprayed down by Mao Mao from LGD. That was... Hopefully we're not going to see that again, but it was also pretty damn funny, and Titan, of course, did not lose that game. But the thing is, the DPS is also being used that mid to almost long range from time to time. Like, it is go really fast, so even at mid range you're not safe.
Yeah, there you go.
In the past
right
5 years,
perfect example.
Countless excellent teams and players. I mean, you mentioned Titan Maxman, really interesting to see. They are still remembered by us. If they end up qualifying somehow, at the same time, we also remember our fans who loved us from the very beginning. Yesterday, on the occasion of this 5th anniversary, one that everyone's going to look back on, because Axer, unfortunately, couldn't play that last match. It was 3-person team for Titan, and they ended up winning things and catapulting themselves into 5th place. That in itself is a great story, and hopefully Axer today is going to be able to help with continuous development momentum with this team. With DRS, Alpha 7, IHC, Inko, Titan, all are top 5 at the moment. But Maxman, Bigatron, 6th place. It's possible. It's still there.
The hope is that, like, literally, if BTR qualify, I'm going to lose it. I will be so hyped to see them in the Grand Finals land event in Jakarta. It doesn't get any better than that. It will be the best PMGC and the best PMGC Grand Final, Jason. It's fiction.
Sandstorm. Maxman did say off air yesterday when we were done with the show that if BTR qualified for Jakarta eyebrows, he is shaving his eyebrows.
Okay.
In the PMCO Global Finals.
You know what? Now I really want to qualify and go
prelim
straight up into first place.
Competition kicked off.
Looking right now at DRS and Inko,
they
these two
advanced
teams
to Grand Finals in 2nd place.
DRS and Inko have been absolutely sensational. DRS for sure. Yesterday, by the way, was the best performance that we have seen from DRS in the PMGC. 81 total points, 32 eliminations. Not once have they been eliminated in the bottom parts of the leaderboard. Every single time they've been in the top 7, with 4 of those games in the top 4. They're doing exceptionally well, and not what I expected compared to the performance that we've seen before. So definitely going to be on the lookout for them in these games.
Yeah, and I think Max, like, if we look at DRS, I mean, obviously we've seen them around for multiple years in a row. I didn't really have them this high on my radar, or this high on my rankings when I look at the rest of the teams they're competing against. But I am pleasantly surprised, but I do worry going into today, can they replicate that performance? Yes, they built up a 30-point lead to develop and grow year after year. That's why we made sure to continue to support and build the SCA
I would have to agree. If you're looking back at DRS and how they played in the group stage, I think that DRS is like the middle of the pack. I didn't expect them to qualify in top 5. But this new DRS 2.0 is even more playing hyper passive, but the moment that they flip that switch, they just go in super aggressive mode, start clearing zone after zone after zone, and taking as much space so when this possibly can. It is a team that can now convert chicken dinners. I mean, we saw it yesterday in that, what was that, game number 4? 10 eliminations and a chicken dinner, followed up with a 4th place, a 3rd place on game 2. They got a 2nd place. They just keep getting these top 5 finishes, and when you have such a short tournament, only 2 days of play, that might just be enough to remain in that top 5.
Well, let's actually take a look at your teams to watch. Maybe either one of you do have DRS actually in there.
Moments were
okay. Well, Max, I'm glad I threw it to you to talk about it. I didn't even know you had him as a team to watch, so we know exactly why you're going with them. Game Lord, kind of guessing because you're French.
We thought C region was the best.
And then Bigatron because you don't want to lose your eyebrows.
C region, except
I don't have to speak for the segment. I don't think so. Sandstorm, why?
Maybe Mega Conqueror.
Several reasons. Besiktas, they managed to get themselves a chicken dinner yesterday, but 4 of their 6 games were in the bottom 4. So that chicken dinner did give you a chance to keep fighting and stay alive in this tournament. But other than that, it's going to be very difficult for them for the rest of the games. HVVP, we've seen them come back again. Chicken dinner, huge improvement on their performance. But which HVVP are we going to be seeing? The one that drops north side of George, gets a decent amount of points,
for example,
like we've seen in days 1, 2, and 3 of the group stage, or are we going to be seeing the one where they drop on the west side of mini base and just no points whatsoever? And Inco, I say more, I don't know what to say about these guys. I said they weren't going to get into top 5, they already are. I believe they're going to make it, and I'm just going to leave it there.
To talk about
thế và tên tuổi của Việt Nam vô cùng mạnh mẽ. Còn với phép Clan, đây là năm đầu tiên họ đặt chân đến với giải đấu cao cấp nhất của PUBG Mobile, nhưng lại khiến tất cả những đối thủ khác đều phải dè chừng và e ngại.
I was complimenting you like 2 minutes ago. You should be on my side, Max. What happened?
There is no sides around the desk. It's everyone for themselves.
No!
Max, what were you going to say about HVVP?
So I want to touch on HVVP because I was able to look back through the results yesterday and through the map feed. I really think that the main issue I pointed out yesterday is really coming into like be the main issue for them, which is they are just a little bit too slow on the rotations. Like a lot of the teams that play Edge are just so quick. They really are. They see the circle boom, everyone almost instantly in their cars playing Edge circle. HVVP, especially if they go for secondary drops, they're just a little bit slower to get in like the flow of things, and they just get gate kept so often. I think they had 3-4 games in a row yesterday where they just get gate kept, and they just could not get in any strong position. I think if they just speed things up a little bit, they'll be there, because technically the entry points are good, just a bit slow. So if they speed things up, I think we can see the new HVVP we wanted to see.
At the 2023. Well, you know what? I mean, hopefully they've been able to realize that as well, have been able to figure some things out to improve here in that second day. It wouldn't be a PMGC in my eyes without HVVP there. There's also a couple of other teams. I mean, Sandstorm, we've got Vampire Esports in 15th place. Didn't expect that to happen considering what we've seen from them in the past. They have a Galaxy in 13th place, Besiktas in 12th place, LGD in 11th, and even Reject Damwon 10th and 9th respectively. There's a lot of these big name teams and big players that we've seen just over the course of this event alone that just haven't been able to perform in that first day.
I mean, sometimes it can come down to there's a lot of pressure on the teams. It can come down to not having the international experience in these tournaments, and it can also come down to the fact that we have the best teams in the world, and there's bound to be some teams that are not going to be able to perform on that level. But sometimes we do get surprised with, for example, like you mentioned, LGD. They had a strong start in the group red, and then not being able to make it to the grand final, struggled a little bit. But they performed very well in the Survivor stage, which is kind of what baffles me a little bit. Is this the group green effect? Whenever they're like teams from group green are there, LGD just can't do anything.
Untuk dibilang legend,
I'm not going to answer that question, but you know what? Maybe our casters can answer that question, or just let the gameplay alone answer it, because we're going to be heading over to our commentators to kick off our first match here of the day, our one of 6 remaining matches here in our last chance stage. So John Allen and Blake,
contohnya Rosemary gitu. Datangnya dia ke Alter Ego tuh benar-benar jadi ujung tombak untuk Alter Ego.
We are over the midway hump, and we are going downhill, and we will not be stopping. There are no breaks on this train, Blank. We're inexorably drawing to a close here in the last chance stages. All these teams, they're trying to hang on for dear life.
They are 100%. I mean, there's not many places you can hang on. Some of these teams are on the outside of the train as well, so it's getting real windy out there, and there's a tunnel coming out, so they've got to duck their heads, make sure that they can make their way through these last 6 matches. There is some teams that I worry about massively.
Of course, there are many more teams we haven't mentioned, but these teams will all take part in the 2023 PUBG Mobile Global Championship. So what do you think? Who will be the ultimate winner in this year's PMGC?
I do think that a comeback can still be made, but it will be very difficult to make happen. LGD, on the other hand, known for that type of
Greetings,
bounce-back
PUBG
nature.
Mobile players.
Very
The
elastic,
long-awaited
very
Frost Festival is
trampoline-like.
about to
We'll
commence.
see if they
In the
can
new
hit
version
those
2.9,
numbers
we'll be
today.
introducing
That's up
battles
towards
filled with a
that top
frosty
five.
atmosphere.
Yesterday there was some
Snow
things
Battle
that
is
just
coming to
weren't
town.
working
Furthermore,
out for
you'll
them.
also get to
But heading
experience
over to our
updates
angle,
to
our
World
first
of Wonder
match
and
of the
Classic
day,
mode.
and it will
So
be
let's
all
dive right into
concluding
it.
in 5 more matches after this.
It is all to play
In the
for
Frost
the
Festival,
same
we'll be bringing
set.
you a series of snow-themed
Actor back
content,
in for the
including a new
Titans as well.
Snowy
They'll be
Village-themed
playing
area,
a
fun
four-player
interactions
strong,
with
which
snow
is good
pals,
news
and
coming off of their
snow-themed
chicken
items
dinner
for more gaming fun
yesterday,
and
which saw
excitement.
them
When
up
miraculous
into
December
fifth
comes,
place
the
at the
frosty
end of the
world
day,
will
just
undergo
about
some magical
out.
changes.
Bigatron
Stay
on
tuned for
tiebreaker
updates.
with
Don't miss
that
out.
chicken dinner being
First,
the
let's take a look at the new
factor.
themed
So it
area,
is still
Snowy
very
Village.
close
The
towards
village
the top
covers a
of those
wide area of
tables.
280 by 150 and has
hotly
loads of
contested
supplies.
by
It's
quite
located
a
near
lot of
Stauber and
teams.
Erringen,
As you were saying before,
Iceborg and
Van
Lidl,
Esports
and
big
Baroka
time,
and
they will
Vikendi.
need that
In
step
addition to
up.
the buildings
But
on the
we've
ground,
seen
the
them from,
underground area
seen
of the
it from
Lucky
them
Ice
before.
Tower is
They
also
can
worth
have
exploring.
that sort of
Make
gumption,
use of the
and they
two-story
have those
layout to
bottom
experience a completely new battle
Look at this playing
experience.
path, it's very
Sound the
awkward.
bell in the Lucky
Honestly,
Ice
down
Tower,
towards
and
the
you can
south
even
side
summon
doesn't give a
rewards.
lot of people an
Additionally,
opportunity
the
to get
village
towards the
also has a
northern
snow
edge
rail,
of the
which can
map.
help you
PvP is
quickly
gonna drop
move
out
around and
towards
gather
Primos.
supplies.
It's gonna be
It allows you
difficult
to
for
navigate
HVP to get up
flexibly
towards
between
North
different
George.
areas of
They're
the
gonna go to
village,
their
and
second
also
drop down
swiftly
towards
relocate to
Sosnovka. Yesterday,
advantageous
we saw
positions
they had a
during
much
battles
bigger
for your team to
improvement when they were able to
counterattack
get
more
those circles
effectively.
early
Of
on.
course, you
This
should
might not
always
afford
remain
them that same
vigilant to
kind of
avoid
chance,
becoming the
but a
target
lot
of
of
an
times when they're
ambush.
playing on the
What's more, the
northwestern
village
edge
also
anyway,
features a
it is a
special
long haul
two-seat
down
vehicle,
towards
the
the east
Reindeer.
side of the map
It's
where we've
also a
seen
great
lot of
choice
these
for
circles
transportation,
drop.
as it
A
allows you to
western
swiftly
circle
move
could work
all
out
over
for
the
them
map.
here,
For
similarly to
intense battles,
PvE,
we've
we're
also prepared
improving
festive
their
and
gameplay from
practical
the
battle
center
equipment
side,
for you.
especially on
The
that Miramar
Snowball
with the
Blaster
vertical
and
position.
Snowboard. The
This circle
Snowball Blaster can be
basically
used in
favours
many ways and has
absolutely
loads of
everybody. Anyone can get
functionality.
towards
When
the
you aim it at the
spot
ground
easily.
or a building,
does
it can
keep
create
the
a snow
majority
pile
of
cover
this
for you.
bottom part of the
When
map
used on
in,
enemies, you
which
can
does make
temporarily
things a little bit
transform them into
harder for anyone
lively
towards
snow
that
pals
Sosnovka
to restrict
base
their
in the
movement.
first place.
When
Getting across
facing
those
bodies
bridges
of water,
is gonna
you can
be a
use the
little bit more
Snowball
difficult
Blaster to
because
freeze the
there's
surface so that you
complications
can
in terms
walk
of
on it.
gatekeeping
It's
going on.
definitely a practical yet entertaining weapon. After transforming into a lively snow pal, you will be unable to use firearms to do battle. You'll only be able to rely on basic actions such as walking, running, jumping, and swimming to evade enemy pursuit. It takes some time before you can revert to your human form. Let's build a snowman together. The snowboard will also bring you a whole new experience. Apart from helping you glide and move on various
joining
surfaces,
the PUBG Mobile Battlefield,
also be
stand
used
out
with
the
the
battleground
Snowball
with the message
Blaster. Explore the many possibilities and use these two items to have all kinds of
100%
fun.
worth it as well.
We've
Looks
also
very
designed
cool.
various
Flavors
interactive
100%
mechanics,
rocking
such
it
as
over
searching
on
for
the
snow
community. It's very,
toddlers,
very cool.
lucky ice,
Well,
and the snow blast
I'm jealous.
zone.
I wanted
When
that. I
you
wish I was
encounter a
wearing
lucky
that today.
snowman on the map, don't be in a rush to leave.
Take this all the
There
way
are
to the
4
end.
lost
Meantime,
little snowmen
Besiktas going
hidden near
against
the
Eco
lucky
at the
snowman.
moment. Squash
Search
will
for
try
the
and run
4
down one
hidden
player
snow
that's
toddlers
successful
and
with it.
bring them back
Looks
to the
for one more,
large
enjoy
snowman.
quite low.
You'll then receive a token of
away.
gratitude. There are lots of lucky ice scattered across the map.
For another hit
Shatter
with this
the ice
vehicle.
to
He
get
has
the
a really
supplies
good chance to
inside.
actually take
Try
down the whole
using a
team.
melee weapon to break the ice more
Zessi
easily.
does manage to pop the
Furthermore,
reload there.
you'll find that
I knew that
snow
these
is engulfed
vehicles were
some
going to be
red
contested. I
zones on the
didn't
map,
realise it would
and
be
the falling
full
snow will
squads
bring about
contesting
many
for
interesting
a
effects.
couple of these vehicles.
Players within a
Looks like that
snow
backup
blast
did come
zone will
through.
be transformed
Eco
into a
lose one. I
lively
think
snow
Besiktas
pal. If
also
they're hit by
losing
snow,
one. They will
if
be
the
able to
snow
res
lands on
there
the
as
ground,
well.
a snow
So
pile
both
cover
these
will be
teams will be
created.
disengaging from this area and figuring out where they're going to want to go
In this
further
World
forward.
of Wonder
They both now
update,
have
we'll be
3
introducing a
players
brand new
alive. Eco, 4th place
transformation
on the
skill
tables,
gameplay
12th
and a
place
catch
in
me
fifth
hide and
position.
seek gameplay
Eco's
for
still
you
at
to
risk at the
enjoy the
moment, considering their
transformation
recent
skills to the
performances,
fullest.
which is the
Of
case of
course, you
2
can
games
also
has
use
made
this
up the
skill to
majority
create
of these
more
54
interesting
points.
creations. We've
That
also
is
added a
slightly
snowy village
worrying
map map template to
that does not
celebrate the
worry me
Frost Festival
whatsoever.
with
It makes me
creators.
very happy, in
Additionally,
fact,
we've
that
also
tomorrow,
made some updates and
December 5th,
improvements to
we'll be seeing
gameplay devices,
2022
game
PUBG
parameter
special
settings,
updates
and
releasing
the
all the
editor.
way through
For
to
more
Chapter 8,
details,
so make
please
sure you
follow
get
the
your hands on
official
those whilst you
PUBG
still
mobile
can.
community.
But
We'll continue
it's all
introducing the
back
latest
on
WoW
this
content
one
to
right
everyone.
now, this match, this day in particular.
As for Classic mode, we've also made some improvements to vehicles, firearms, creation mode, emotes, settings, and more. First, we've enhanced the designated marksman rifles.
We have much more
Some
info to go
DMRs
on
can be
from
equipped
yesterday.
with
And
the
again,
full
like I said,
auto
Inco
mod to
2
fire in
matches
full
make
auto.
the
We've also
vast
improved
share
the
of those
attributes and
54
handling of
points they
some
have.
vehicles to
Now, they
enhance your
could
driving
take a
experience.
similar
We've
approach
also
today,
added a
where,
new
you know,
garage
get 2
mechanic.
games,
From now
and
on,
they're very
you can
happy.
choose your
This is
dream
themselves
ride during
secured towards
matches.
that top 5.
Meanwhile, we've
However,
also added a custom
this is now the
SFX
adaptation
adjustment
day. This is
feature.
where teams
You can
figured out
adjust the
what's going
volume
on,
of some
what
sound
works,
effects
and
to
they will have
whatever best
looked at
suits you.
yesterday. They will
As
look
for
at
creation
those
mode, we'll be
rotational
introducing some
paths,
quick view
where they're
features for
finding these
watching the
easy
victory
positions to
dance
get
and
towards the
fireworks
circle, where they're
displays and the
sending
new
central
Frozen
as well.
Kingdom themed
And
performance
maybe
in
even
order to
looking
provide
cut
players
those
with
rates of
more
rotations
possibilities
off,
for
or even pick
creative
them up for
content.
their own. And
Furthermore, we've
Inco,
expanded the
although very good
emote
at the
backpack.
macro,
Now you can equip
decently
more
good towards
emotes
that
before
end game
entering the
of the
battleground.
of eliminations.
That's a
Usually
wrap for
do
the
it
main
where
content in
they
this
are
new
the
version.
four-man
In
squad,
addition,
they're
new
essentially
content will be
taking
added to the
down three-man
popularity daily battle events, Metro Royale, and season rewards. For more details, follow our official PUBG mobile community. Snow Battle is coming to town. Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Already losing one player sets them back at that disadvantage.
In 2020, well, the eyes of most PUBG Mobile viewers were focused on Southeast Asia as well as other regions. There was one region in particular that went under the radar, the 2020 EMEA League. Numerous teams from different regions were fighting for a spot in the 2020 PMGC. Among them, the teams from the EU region were the most dazzling. Canada Power, which had previously won 3rd place in the 2020 PMWL West League, managed to break through and eventually won 6th place in the 2020 PMGC. Fast Athletics from Turkey also successfully took 8th place. For the entire EU region, this was a great start, and in the future, the EU region would grow into an even stronger region. The EU region seems to have endless potential. They always have a number of astonishingly talented newcomers. In the 2021 PMWI, in addition to the veteran team Canada Power taking 2nd place, the newly reorganized team in 2021, Next Rio, surprisingly won 3rd place.
Either way, I think this is the numbers play. This is the one you go for. It's the
EU region seems to just have endless
you're not
potential.
relying on
There's
the
always
times
a number of astonishingly talented newcomers coming up through the ranks, developing their skills. And in 2021 at the PMWI, you had some of the veterans there for sure. Canada Power taking 2nd place, an incredible performance coming through from them to get that 2nd place. But not only that, you had the reorganized team from Next Rio in 2021 who won PMPL Turkey. They came 1st in their region and then were invited on the back of that to the PMWI West to take 3rd place. So these new talents working as this new roster at the time, a phenomenal resurgence there, and there's so much more left in the pipeline.
I'd say central, they're sort of on the outside of the centre pack right now, but it's a pretty solid compound as well. Like nice sight lines out nearby.
In the 2021 PMGC, teams from around the world gathered once again. First of all, worth mentioning is that among all the participating countries in the Grand Finals, Turkey had the most with 3. Among them, teams like S2G and Next Rio finished 4th and 6th, respectively.
Crashing in. Spots
This
the
was
hop
a
out as
massive
well.
achievement.
Spray is not
The
going to be
efforts of
good
the
for the
EU
first
region are
knock and actually
constantly
traded off
bearing
Navallo.
fruit. Now they just needed an opportunity.
Down. A misery out for Bigatron
2021
really
yılında
needed
Dünya
to find that first
Şampiyonası
knock on the roll-up.
istediğimiz gibi başlamıştı. Çünkü West aşamasında 3 takımımızı birden ilk 6'ya sokmayı başardık ve büyük finallere 3 takımımızı göndermiştik. S2G 4. olarak buraya katılma hakkı kazanmıştı ve kadrosunda Rit7, Timber, Kalse, Sylas gibi isimler vardı. Büyük finallerde ne yapacağını çok fazla kestiremiyorduk temsilcilerimizin çünkü dünyadaki takımların iyi performansları söz konusuydu. Büyük finallerde temsilcimiz S2G 4. olmayı başardı. Nexus'ya 6. olmayı başardı. Maalesef Fenerbahçe ilk 8'in dışarısında kalmıştı. Ama bu takımın ileride çok iyi şeyler vaat ettiği konusunda herkes hemfikirdi.
Next, let's go directly to the 2022 PMGC. At a time when everyone was focusing on whether Nova could win 3 consecutive championships, a team that was not originally a favorite to win was about to become the focus on the stage. S2G performed consistently in the first 2 days of competition, always maintaining a position at the top of the leaderboard. And on the final day, S2G changed its conservative tactical strategy and sought to gain more elimination points in the last few rounds. And in the last round, S2G secured the championship with 15 elimination points.
Champion of 2022, it is S2G!
They finally broke through and made history for the EU region.
2022 Dünya Şampiyonası bizi büyük zaferler getirdi. Tabii ki Dünya Şampiyonası başlamadan önce bu zaferlerin geleceği konusunda çok bir fikrimiz yoktu. S2G kadrosunda bazı değişiklikler yapmıştı. Takıma yeni katılan oyuncular vardı. Özellikle Reis'le birlikte takımın form seviyesi gerçekten çok yüksekti. 2022 Dünya Şampiyonası finallerine 2 takım göndermeyi başarmıştık. Bir tanesi S2G, bir tanesi Fireflux. Maalesef 2 takımımızın kaderleri birazcık farklı oldu. İlk günden itibaren S2G sürekli olarak zirveyi kovalarken Fireflux için işler iyi gitmemişti. 3. gün geldiğinde S2G güzel maçlar geçirdi ve şampiyonluğu Türkiye'ye getirmeyi başardı. Türkiye e-spor tarihindeki en unutulmaz başarıydı.
This year, the EU region has continuously produced even more strong teams. First of all, G Gladiators won first place at the 2023 PUBG Mobile Pro League Spring Regional Championships and third place at the 2023 PMWI. Veteran teams like Next Rio and Canada Power have been performing better and better this year and successfully qualified for the 2023 PMGC. Subsequently, hot recent teams like Mabels, BRA Esports, Major Pride, Malisi Sports, and Morte, among others from EU, have also successfully gotten a spot in PMGC. They all look forward to continuing the success of the EU region in 2023. There are many questions surrounding PMGC. Will S2G successfully defend their championship? Will another EU team lift the trophy? Could it even be a team unexpected to win it all? Let's witness it together in Turkey.
39 points would have been in 11th place with 10th place now, so you're a bit worried about that type of thing. I think that for Gameblock, they're happy that Narvala was able to get as far as it did. These 4 eliminations and a good first take on the circle gives them a lot more loot in terms of being able to grab the supplies that BTR dropped off the loot crates, and then also have this position to play around. Bacon Time are starting to roll up on that top side.
Let's protect
no real
the game's
compound
fairness
for them,
together.
So Gameblock still have this really strong compound towards the center of the circle with high ground to play around with. There's walls around here too, which
Annual
makes the
Gala
crash
event
a little
tutorial.
bit more
Hey there,
comfortable.
welcome to
I
the
think maybe
2023
BTR just has to
Popularity
be a little
Annual
bit quicker
Gala.
with those
We've
nades,
introduced a brand new competition and
getting
upgraded
up like
rewards.
that with barely
You'll have to go
any
through 10
smokes and
rounds
then
of
just nading
1v1
through the
matches
window.
and
That
compete to
shouldn't
become the
really
first ever
happen
PUBG
as
Mobile
often as it
Popularity
did. I think
Annual
they're
Gala
really
champion.
maybe a little
So
bit afraid
let's get
after
right to
Misery
it.
did go down how quickly
New
it did.
competition, ladder competition. The Popularity Annual Gala event will be utilizing a new ladder promotion system. Players' initial ladder grade will be determined by their battle points at the end of the first round. Ladders are divided into 6 grades: Triple S, Double S, S, A, B, and C, with Triple S being the highest.
South side going to be
Ladder promotion
crawling
rules.
on at that edge.
Players
They
are
south
ranked
of
based on the
S9
popularity they
fields.
gained during the battle period.
Close by
For
to
rounds
Titan,
1 to
who have
9, the ladder
moved a
results are
little
set
bit
at the
off of
end of
Potato
every
Hill
round
now,
battle.
as the
Apart from
circle
ladder
comes
grade
to a
C,
crunch.
each ladder has
They got
100
XIA
spots, with the top
pushing
20
in from that
promoted,
south
the middle
side.
60
Will
retained,
be
and the
behind
bottom
Titan,
20
DRS
demoted.
to their side.
If you're trying to
That is
move
a
up the ranks,
nasty
be
shift
sure to
flag.
stay
It's
within your
hard
ladder's
north,
retained
but it
threshold
keeps
or
a
higher
lot
before
of both
each round is
sides of the
settled.
river in.
Additionally,
They're
ladder
going
grades can
to be
only be
difficult
promoted or
choices to be made
demoted
in
by
the
1 grade at a time.
I think for
So your
A7 this
performance
is
to the assignment
really,
round
really
is
nice.
crucial.
I think the
Be
fact
sure
that
not
they
to
were
miss it.
all the way on this northeast
Final
side, they
showdown.
were looking like they weren't going to be able to find a
Based
way
on the
in
rankings from the
towards the
previous
circle.
9 rounds,
Sent us up a
round
little
10 will
bit
be the
further towards
decisive
Rozhok,
showdown
and
to
then
determine the
goes
final
further
rank and
north
ladder
on
grade
that side,
placement,
gives
including the
Alpha 7
champion of the
an opportunity
2023
to put those
Popularity
scores
Annual
up
Gala,
and
who
really
will emerge
secure
as
their
the ultimate
position
winner.
towards that top 5 head
Two exclusive
through
rewards.
towards the PMGC. It's
At
been
the end of
very
round
rare
10,
that we've
rewards will
not
be
seen
issued
Alpha
based on the
7
player's
go
ladder grade
through
and
to
final rank.
PMGC,
For
but already
outstanding players, they will
that's 2
receive
knocks
exclusive
either
rewards
side,
that can
but with
showcase their
reject in the back
superior honor
as well.
build
This
in
could
and
be
outside the game.
horrendous stuff.
In-game rewards include the honor title, honor name tag, and honor avatar frame, which are sure to make you stand out. Moreover, there are also physical trophies, interviews, custom-made popularity gifts, official social media promotion, game exposure, and other exclusive honorable rewards.
Back as well, and
Global renown both in and outside the game.
Needs to hold for a
What are you
second, but
waiting
a
for?
third player
Participate in the 2023 Popularity Annual Gala
It's
now.
Matic rolling up, the seat swap's there, and they're out. Both Alpha 7 and HVVP try and crash the same compound blank, and it goes to hell for HVVP. Reject move in and look for the third party as well. It's just that speed that is on the side of A7. They're further towards that northeast. They can get inside that compound early. Both teams had the same idea, and you can't fault them for it. It's a really strong compound over towards that Yaz Bridge crossing. So if it's headed further towards that western side, this would be providing anyone that picks it up now a huge opportunity to gatekeep a lot of teams. Inco heads towards the bridge with 3 players. They're going to hold down there for the time being. Reject hope to get in on that fight. Either way, for HVP, it's just a little bit too slow, and I think that when you're trying to crash a compound like that, you have to be really, really quick, very dominant. For Alpha 7, it was less of a problem for them because it's a very long rotate for some of these teams to head over the Asnaya, past the lake, round the side, and have a huge amount of sightlines to see that one happening. For HVP, they have to be a little bit more aware, which is why they need Kitsune in the back. Either way, good job to Alpha 7. Very, very good team fight coming through from them to pick up the compound and get those angles
during the
over towards
PMSL
guys
and
from
even the
HVP
PMGC
as they
now.
crashed.
Okay,
Now
jadi
they can start to really get some more points and get a cracking game of ball with 78 points already accrued. They might look to overtake DRS on this
Jadi
game.
apakah perbedaan di antara PMSL dan PMGC itu sendiri?
Oke, kalau perbedaannya menurut kita sih dari segi adaptif di tim-tim global ini ya, karena dari segi adaptif atau adaptasi mereka sangat-sangat kuat lah. Jadi mereka nggak ada patokan mau gameplay gimana, jadi mereka menyesuaikan dari segi gameplay.
Okay, if you ask me the difference between PMSL and PMGC, most of the team at this PMGC, they know how to adapt with the situation. They don't have like one specific play style or they want to play passive or aggressive. They're not doing that. They just adapt with the situation and improvise from there.
over towards so I guess that's the biggest challenge for them as well then. And now, based on yesterday's matches, are there any adjustments? Since today is your last day playing as well, you have to wait for tomorrow. Will there be any adjustment for your team to just to make it for the next stage and get a better result?
Oke, jadi buat hari ini adalah hari terakhir buat Alter Ego sendiri. Apakah menurut kamu sendiri ada sesuatu lah yang kamu ngerasa bisa nggak kamu lolos ke Survivor Stage nanti? Kamu harus apa yang kamu harus lakuin buat kamu lolos ke Survivor Stage?
Apa yang harus kita lakuin sih pastinya lebih ke mematangkan kesalahan kemarin ya. Jadi kita belajar banyak dari kesalahan kemarin. Kita benar-benar adjust lah untuk hari ini karena hari ini kita terakhir bermain dan grup green besok masih grup red dan yellow masih bermain.
Okay, so for me from Alter Ego, we want to do our best. We already touch up our mistake. We already learned from the past, and yes, of course, today group green and versus red, but then red is gonna play in tomorrow, so I think we're gonna perform really well. So that group red is not gonna qualify easily to the last chance.
Now I'm gonna touch it for a bit more. Since you mentioned about your mistakes yesterday, and it's so hard to actually identify your mistake in a very short time. Can you state out some of the mistakes that's quite major for your team?
Ya, kamu ngomong-ngomong, kamu ada ngomong tentang permasalahan yang terjadi, mistik-mistik terjadi. Bisa nggak kamu cerita sedikit aja? Apa salah satu contoh mistik-mistik yang terjadi di kemarin hari?
Mistik yang kemarin terjadi sih kita belum expect sama keisengan Semnan ya. Jadi benar-benar dari semua map kita benar-benar dekat sama dia dan lumayan mengganggu gameplay kita lah.
So the things that I don't expect is the playstyle from Sem9. So that's the mistake that we learned back then is because of our draw spot in every map is quite near with Sem9, and yeah, we don't expect these things gonna happen, and yes, it's gonna they give us so much trouble.
I mean, that's the unexpected to be happening on the global stage definitely now. You mentioned about Sem9. Are they one of your greatest threat when it comes to this stage, or will there be somebody else so far?
Kamu ngomong Sem9 nih, kamu mention Sem9. Apakah Sem9 itu salah satu tim yang kamu ngerasa PR terbesar kamu ataupun ada tim-tim yang lain?
Enggak sih. Karena emang kemarin iseng aja, kita nggak expect dia bakalan main se-iseng itu.
Okay. So basically, it's not really Sem9 is our biggest threat, but then we just don't expect they're gonna play like that.
Okay, so we might have more surprises for today, by the way. With tight points among the teams, and you still have a great chance to make it to the last chance stage. What's your focus to improve your rankings since today is your last day? And what do you think is the most important outcome for today's games?
Oke, jadi kalau kita lihat dari point system, poin kalian itu tidaklah terlalu jauh untuk kamu lolos ke ke last chance. Jadi, apakah fokus terbesar yang kamu mau fokusin hari ini supaya kamu bisa lolos ke last chance?
Kita lebih ngemaksimalin tiap game sih. Jadi kalau tiap game kita mendapatkan hasil yang bagus, poin juga bakalan ikutan bagus juga. Jadi kita fokus game per game.
Okay, so basically we're gonna focus on each game. We're gonna focus on our first game first. It's because of I believe if we focus on each game, the point will come afterward. So we're just gonna do our best in every single map so that yeah, we're gonna maximize our point.
I agree. It's one step at a time, one thing at a time as well. But we're done here on Stage Live. We're going to toss it back to the casters. Good luck, all the best for all the teams out there competing, especially when it comes to Green Group. Today will be the last day performing, and the next day they have to just wait it out. We're just going to toss it back to the casters. Casters, take it away.
Well, as you heard there, Potato, Alter Ego, and all the teams from Group Green, this is your last chance. Your last 6 matches to get as many points as possible and potentially keep yourself in the safe zone. I'm Jason Kaplan, and we got Maxman and Kalaris here on the desk to break down everything happening, obviously, yesterday and what's to come up today. And honestly, Max, well, no, I'm not going to go to you, Max. I'm going to go to Kalaris first. Alter Ego had a rough day, to say the least.
Yes, they did, and I VOD reviewed them quite extensively. So obviously we heard in the interview there that, you know, Sem9 was one of their downfalls. Luckily for them, they're not playing today. However, I think that is not the issue for them. Yesterday, the issue for them in 4 games out of the 6 was unnecessary risks. You think back to the Sandhawk, you get caught in the water, BTR takes you down, you're done. You think, and the other water scenario on Erangel as well, that was not required whatsoever. The first game on Erangel, where they're coming late to the circle. They're trying to go for a central spot. You're too late. Try and play edge instead. Again, another unnecessary risk. And then finally, Sem9 on Erangel being able to take them out when they're trying to find cars, right? So all of these unnecessary risks that they're taking could be easily mitigated if they're just playing a bit more mature PUBG Mobile and trying to play a bit more of a controlled style.
Well, there you go. Before we can hop into some more analysis here, Max, I know you're just ready to talk. I'm going to remind you guys at home about the Infinix GT10 Pro official smartphone here at PMGC 2023. And while you're on your new lovely device, make sure you check out TikTok with the tag PMGC 2023 to find out some stuff behind the scenes, hopefully some interviews, hopefully anything for you guys to watch. And of course, if you do post about the event, make sure you use the hashtag as well. But Max, as you heard Colors break down Alter Ego, there's another team out there we really have to focus our attention on, a team who had a special invite into the group stage. It's G Gladiators.
I don't know. I don't know if I want to talk about them.
I'm making you talk about them.
I don't know if I want to talk about them. I mean, Gladiators, we expect more, right? I still believe in the Gladiators cheese. They're going to cheese until the very end here, Jason. They're going to maybe qualify to the survival stage, to the last chance, should I say, with just a few points. But I want to look onto other teams possibly, because we got also a big shift of groups, right? And one of the few teams that's been added to the mix today, I'm especially excited to see play, is going to be Nigma Galaxy. They played exceptionally well back in their Group Red, and especially with Coops, he was the second top fragger of his group. One of the best pickups, I would say, in the entire year of PUBG Mobile eSport, right? With how they are able to take these fights now, how aggressive they are. I'm especially interested to see how they're going to fight for their spot in Pachinki on Erangel against, I believe it's Deep Xavier, how that really unfolds. But Nigma Galaxy has to be one of the teams that everyone is looking at to qualify for the grand finals, so they're a very big favorite for me here going in these matches.
I'm hyped for them. I'm also hyped for Duxan as well, because South Korea, let's go. Here we are.
Oh.
They're awesome. They're awesome. And I mean, to be fair, they had a great start to their group initially, and they kind of fell off slowly as time went on. But I've said it multiple times, as South Korea constantly gets more and more days, more games on the board, they're great at assimilating information. All of their teams, all of the teams that qualify for PMGC. So I'm hoping for Duxan to prove big here again today.
That was great analysis about Gladiators, by the way.
I was going to say, well, that's great stuff to talk about, obviously, Nigma Galaxy and Duxan. But, Max, I really want to hammer home about Gladiators here. My attention, actually, are over towards potentially Inco Gaming, because, obviously, they've seen their brethren teams of Alpha 7, of Loops, of Influence Rage perform pretty well. I'm curious to see if they can rise up and be another Brazilian strong power team. But also, and Hyper, because the roster they ended up fielding in Group Red wasn't the roster they ended up fielding in Americas, or the team they've ended up fielding in North America PMPL. I mean, to be fair, GFan on the roster was surprised to see them do so well in the group, considering GFan's kind of been out of the team for a while now. But they have, I guess, a lot of pressure coming their way from North America in general, considering they're our only representative. And I don't know. It's going to be tough, man. That's all I can say.
I know that Zifan is watching a lot of, doing a lot of viewer parties, watching a lot of the different regions. So I think that might have helped out, actually, because he knows kind of what to expect in these matches against all these different teams, how they're going to rotate, and how these matches are going to be unfolding. So maybe that has been helping them out quite a bit. But it can't help you against the domination of Brazil right now, because Influence